We're going to look at the admission of a partner to a partnership. And this can happen two ways. One, the new partner can purchase directly some of the partner's interests, so that they're going to make the cash payment to the partners, and the partners are going to give up some of their capital account to the new partner. In our example, the new partner, Carson, is going to pay $10,000 directly to Ames and to Barker. And in exchange, Carson's going to get a 33 1/3% of the interest in the Ames-Barker partnership. So at the time of the admission, each partner has a $30,000 capital balance. So that means a total of $60,000 in capital. And if Carson is going to get a third of that, then Carson's capital account is going to be $20,000. But since Carson didn't pay the partnership directly, we don't record a debit to cash for the partnership, because Ames and Barker were the ones that got cash as individuals, not as the partnership. So they basically just give up $10,000 of their capital at $10,000 each to Carson. So Carson is going to have 1/3 interest. So this would be the journal entry. Now, it wouldn't matter if Carson paid more or less than $10,000. If the agreement was that he would get 33 1/3, then this would be the journal entry. It's a little different if Carson is going to pay the partnership itself. And the partnership then would have to record the receipt of cash. So let's look at an example of that. I'm titling this section Investment of Assets in a Partnership because usually a new partner will give cash, but a new partner might not have cash but might contribute machinery, equipment, cars, something in addition or instead of cash to the partnership for a portion of the interest. So let's say that instead of buying an interest directly from Ames and Barker, Carson invests $30,000 in cash to the Ames-Barker partnership for 33% capital interest. So the journal entry would be debit cash for $30,000 because we're on the partnership's books, and credit Carson's capital for $30,000. Now the reason this works out is because Carson paid exactly the right amount to get a third interest. If you look at the capital accounts, that was a previous one. We've got Ames had $30,000 in the beginning capital, or in their capital. Barker had $30,000, and then another $30,000 was just contributed. So the total capital is $90,000, and so Carson gets 1/3 of that, or $30,000. So that's why Carson is going to get exactly $30,000. So this is a case when no bonus is paid to the new partner or to the old partners. And we're going to look at another example when a bonus is paid to the old partners. So in this case, bonus is going to be paid to the old partners, and here are the facts. We have the Bart-Cohen partnership, and their total capital is $120,000. Leah Eden acquires a 25% ownership by paying $80,000. So the first step is we have to calculate what is the total capital of the new partnership. So we had 120 The investment by Eden was 80, so now we have 200,000. Okay? Now step 2 is, what is the new partner's capital credit going to be? So, Eden's capital credit calculation is 200,000 times 25%. So that's going to be 50,000. And that is the amount that we're going to credit Eden's capital. So step number 3 is determine the amount of the bonus. So we're going to look at Eden's investment was $80,000, but Eden's capital amount is only going to be $50,000. So that means Eden is paying a $30,000 bonus to the old partners. Okay, the next step then is, so 4th step, allocate bonus to old partners based on income ratios. We'll assume the ratios are Bart 60,000, Cohen 40, or 60%, Cohen 40%. So when they get the cash, the journal entry is going to be debit cash for the 80,000. Bart's capital is going to be credited for the bonus of 30,000 times 60%, which is 18,000. And Cohen's capital is going to be increased by the $30,000 bonus times the 40%, which is 12,000. So that's the $30,000 bonus. And then Eden is going to get 50,000. Now you might wonder, well, why would they pay a bonus? It may be that Eden really wants to get in and is willing to pay more and take less capital to do that. Lots of different reasons would account for that. Now there's a second scenario in which the bonus goes to the new partner, which means that the old partners are willing to give up some of their capital account to the new partner because they really want the new partner in for whatever reason, and that could be for a lot of different things. So in this example, it's the same as before, except this time Eden is only investing 20,000 cash for a 25% ownership, not 80,000. So again, we first figure what is the total capital, and before anything is contributed, the total capital was 120,000, and now Eden just contributed 20,000. So now the total capital is 140,000. So if Eden is going to get a 25% interest in that, Eden's capital is going to be 25% times 140,000. So that's going to be 35,000. Okay. Now Eden only paid 20,000 for a $35,000 credit capital account. So the bonus to Eden is going to be 15,000. Now the bonus has to come out of the capital accounts of the old partners. And it's going to come out according to their income sharing ratios. So Bart 15,000 times 60%. Bart's capital account is going to go down by 9,600. Cohen, 15,000 times 40%. It's going to go down by 6,000. So the final journal entry for the admission is going to be debit the partnership's cash for 20,000, debit Bart's capital for 9,600, debit Cohen's capital for 6,000, and credit Eden's capital for 35,000. We're going to look at the admission of a